Welcome. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can push a question to the user. And if they do not respond to that question, then you can have the system push the question to them again at various intervals until they do respond to your question. And the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to randomize that question as well. So let's take a look at this particular chatbot and see how this flow works here. So here's the starting point. The keyword is just called lead gen 2. Naturally, you can use whatever keyword you want. So as soon as this bot is run, it goes into this action controller, and the first thing it tags the user with the tag trial. There's also a trigger here, but let's come back to that in a moment. So the person gets the tag of trial, and then the person is displayed this first question. So this is in this format. This is the format you can use to randomize a question. You use the brace character as the very first character, and then you can put a question. And then you can put a brace, and then another form of that question, and a brace, and yet another form of that question. Just worded differently so that it looks natural, as you're asking this person the same question more than once. If you ask them the exact same question, then that can kind of look like, okay, is this a real person? But this will allow it to look like a real person because you're asking the same question in different ways. And there's no particular limit to the number of questions that you can put in there, but 3 to 5 is probably a good starting point. Okay, so the first time that this question is, the prompt is processed, it'll send the first question, and then the second time it'll send the second question. The third time it will send the third question, and if this was a 4-part push, it would circle back and ask the first question again. So basically, it just loops over these questions. And in this scenario over here, we're asking the system that after 1 day, if the person has not responded to the prompt, it's going to ask again. So since it's doing it 3 times, each time it asks, it's going to ask a different question, right? So if you were to have, at 1 day, 3 days, 7 days, and then maybe, 10 days or 15 days, then you're asking 4, you're pushing it 4 times, then you could ask 4 questions so that each time the user gets the question, it's a different question, okay? So that's how you enter a string of, a randomized prompt. And then naturally, if the person gets the question and it's just sitting there, for whatever reason, they don't respond, 1 day has passed, it'll push the question again. Again, it's just sitting there. The person has forgot about it or whatever. Now 3 days has passed. It's going to it'll push it and ask it again. And then 7 days, it'll push it and ask it again. And here's the setup of that, right? So after 1 day, 3, 1, 3, and 7 days, if the contact still has this tag trial, it's going to send. In this case, we've chosen a chatbot, but instead of choosing a chatbot here, we're actually entered an exact ID of a widget. That's 5441, which is this widget right here. All right, so that's how that is set up. Now, as soon as the user responds to this question, it's going to move on in the flow. And this action controller here with a negative trial, the negative before any tag will delete the tag from the user. So as soon as they respond, the tag gets deleted, and then the last question just says, okay, great, I'll contact you to set it up. Okay, so that's how this works. It's a great way to follow up with your users in an automatic way, and then also with random questions. All right, thanks.